In my last video, I went into detail about how I think we're heading towards a financial crisis. I talked a lot about the data, and to be honest, I could be completely wrong. I'm not a fortune teller or a psychic, so I could be wrong, but I will admit a lot of the data right now is pretty concerning. So I do still stand by what I said, but I could be wrong about the timing of it. Maybe the next 2 years, our economy and the stock market and the job market all look great, and maybe the big crisis that I'm talking about doesn't happen until 2028 or 2030 or later on. But regardless of what happens, I think it is really important to make yourself recession proof, especially in your 20s. So today we're discussing exactly that. But before we jump into the video, comment down below, do you feel prepared for a recession right now? Why or why not? I'd love to hear. Now, before we talk about strategy and planning on what to do if we go into a recession, we do need to understand one thing, and that is the psychology of a recession. Recessions aren't just economic events, they're psychological events. And what happens to a lot of people is that when the economy gets tight, they panic, they cut everything out, they stop investing, and they freeze and they wait for things to get better. And so while the average person tends to do these things, wealthy people do the exact opposite. They stay calm, they focus on fundamentals, they look for opportunities that everyone else is too scared to take, and they prepare, they do not react, which is the main reason why I'm making this video, so that we can get prepared in case if something does happen in the near future. And if you can master your reaction and be prepared for these things, you already have a huge advantage over most people. And in your 20s, your biggest asset is not money, it's adaptability. It is a lot easier for somebody in their 20s that is single, doesn't have any kids, it's a lot easier for them to pivot compared to somebody that has a mortgage, has 2 or 3 kids, or maybe has a 20-year career in one industry. Recessions reward people who can move, learn, and adapt quickly. And that's exactly what we're going to build. So one of the first things I believe you need to do when preparing for a recession or a financial crisis is build up a stack of cash. Because in a recession, cash isn't just comfort, it is power, it is freedom, and it is safety. So let's talk about the emergency fund real quick and why I believe you need to build this up. Let's start out with just kind of the first level of this. I want you to think about this in 3 levels. The first one is the micro cushion. What I mean by this is try and save up between $500 and $1,000. I'm not saying you need to save this up immediately, but try to at least save up $1,000 over the course of, I don't know, maybe 1, 2, 3 months if you can. And this is going to protect you from dumb emergencies, things like having to buy a flight last minute, or maybe your tires go flat, or there's a surprise bill that comes in, or any last minute expenses or things that just come out of nowhere. And these aren't things that are super expensive. These are just little one-off things that could happen and are very common in people's lives. And once you get past level 1, this is going to kind of keep your life stable because you at least have $1,000 to fall back on. Now, once you save up that $500 to $1,000, let's just call it 1,000. The next thing I want you to do is go to level 2, and that is building up some stability, which is 1 month of expenses. And this is going to protect you from losing one paycheck, or let's say your hours get cut or whatever might happen. You want to have at least 1 month of expenses. So let's pretend you save up $1,000, but 1 month of expenses for you is $3,000. Now you're going to try to save up an extra $2,000, and you're already a third of the way there. Obviously, somebody with a family and kids, those expenses might be higher, might be more around 4,000 or 5,000. But sit down, look at your bills, look at your groceries, look at everything you spend in a month, and try to save up that 1 month of expenses. Because again, this could protect you from losing out on a paycheck, or if your hours get cut, or anything just job-wise that could happen where you might need that 1 month. So that's level 2, as you go from kind of the micro cushion, the $1,000, to more stability. That gets you 1 month of expenses. And then we're going to go to level 3, and this is finishing out the emergency fund, and this is building a full emergency fund, which is typically 3 to 6 months of expenses. This is the ultimate thing to do because this will protect you from layoffs or long job searches. And if you do think the job market is going to be really bad, it seems like right now it's already pretty bad, then save up more months, like save up more about 5 or 6 months versus 3 or 4. And then when thinking about the emergency fund, you don't need to build all 3 at once. You just have to build them in order. Because once you save up the $1,000, there you go, you got that micro cushion. Then you go to 1 month of expenses. Let's pretend that's $3,000. So then you get there, you're at level 2. And then let's say you want to get at least 3 months of expenses. That's going to be $9,000, assuming 1 month was 3,000. Obviously multiply by 3, there you go. And once you build them in that order, then you are going to have a very nice, just cushion, just very safe emergency fund. And that is exactly what you want. And the reason this matters is because in a recession, job security becomes very unpredictable. And having that extra cash gives you the ability to breathe, to make better decisions, and to not accept the first terrible job offer that comes your way. It gives you a little bit of leverage as well as a little bit of safety and some room to breathe. That way you're not immediately drowning in bills and just stressed out of your mind. So that is the first thing you're going to do, is focus on building that emergency fund. Now let's talk about trying to recession proof your income, because if the economy does go bad or goes sideways for a while, your income is the first line of defense. And in a recession, the people who get hurt the most are the ones with only one source of income, especially if that income is tied to a very vulnerable industry. So like right now, technology would be an industry that is very vulnerable. Tons of tech companies are laying people off, and we're starting to see this in a lot of companies as well outside of tech. So let's break down how to protect your income in 3 different layers. The first last layer is making yourself layoff resistant at your job. At the end of the day, none of us can control the economy and what's going to happen, but we can control how valuable we are. And in your 20s, the fastest way to protect your income is to make yourself very hard to replace. You want to be somebody at your job that is the person that just solves problems, you're super reliable, you learn the tools that your team uses, or maybe you go out and you find different tools that nobody on your team knows how to use and you utilize those as much as possible. You communicate clearly, you document your wins, and you just make your boss's life easier in general. If your boss can lean on you to do a lot of different tasks, or they know that you're a very reliable worker, they are most likely going to protect you if there are layoffs because they don't want to lose you. And recessions force companies to cut the bottom performers, not the people who are essential. So that is the first layer. Now the second layer here is building a recession-proof skill stack. And so skills that survive recessions include people that are really good at sales, copywriting, data analytics, coding, financial modeling, project management, AI tools, automation. You will hear AI a ton these days, so people that know AI is very valuable, and anything that can just save a company time or money. And I'm sure I missed a lot of skills here, so there are a ton that you can use, especially if you just understand how to use AI to make yourself better at a job. So for example, if you're really good at like data analytics, but you know how to utilize AI to be even better at data analytics, then that is perfect. So try to just pick one high value skill, get very good at it, and then stack another one on top. And your 20s are the perfect decade to build your skill stack because skills compound just like money. Once you learn a certain skill, you're always going to know it the same way you always know to tie your shoe or ride a bike. So then you can just keep stacking skills on each other. So that's layer 2. Now layer 3 is going to be add a small, simple, low overhead side income. I'm not talking about some giant business and something that drains a ton of your time. I'm talking about something that is small and stable. So whether that is freelancing or maybe content creation like what I'm doing right now, maybe you sell digital templates online, or you can build websites for people, or you can do tutoring, or maybe you're a good video editor, you're really good at social media and you can help people there. And even if it's not any of that stuff, maybe you're into fitness and personal training, you could do something like that. Or if you're into flipping items, I know a lot of people that do that. And even if you're not good at all that stuff, you could also just rent out different things that you own, because one extra income stream can be the difference between panic and peace. So first you build that emergency fund, then you figure out how to recession proof your income. Now let's talk about mastering recession investing. And this is where a ton of people panic, but this is where the opportunity truly is. And the number one rule of recession investing, assuming you have your job and you have job stability, is to not stop investing. Keep investing super consistently. And in your 20s, recessions are a blessing, again, assuming you still have your job, because one, prices are lower, so you're going to be able to get more shares per dollar. And also you have decades to recover your money. So it doesn't matter if the market drops by 30 or 40% because you're not going to retire in 2 or 3 years. You still have 20, 30, 40 plus years to let your money grow and bounce back. And it's most likely going to bounce back within a year or two anyways. And the more money you put in while the market is down, the quicker you're actually going to get back to being break even. So that's another thing you want to know there. Definitely invest consistently. That is the number one rule. And so how you can do that is by trying to automate your investing as much as possible and just dollar cost average. And so what I mean by this is just set automatic contributions into index funds or ETFs that track the market. Make sure you're putting money into retirement accounts. You're getting that 401k match. Me personally, I love the Roth IRA, and then I also have a Roth 401k with my job. And don't even try to time the market. Don't look at whether the market is green or red that day. Just keep investing every single time you get paid or as soon as possible. The next thing you want to do is make sure that you avoid big emotional moves. Do not pull all your money out. Do not stop investing. And please do not try to wait until things get better. Just keep putting money in consistently. I promise you, long term, this will play out great. And one thing I gotta mention is before you even get into investing, make sure that you are paying off all high interest debt, because at the end of the day, the interest rates on those are probably pretty high. So that could be credit cards, payday loans, basically anything above 7 to 8% interest. And once that's gone, you're gonna free up cash flow, and you're also gonna be reducing risk here. So make sure you consider all these things when it comes to investing during a recession. Now, the next thing you can do is recession proof your lifestyle. And this part matters a lot more than people realize. You don't need to live like you're broke. You just need to live very strategically. So one of the first things you can do here is make sure that you keep your fixed costs low. The lower your fixed expenses are, the more flexible you are. Try to avoid locking yourself into a luxury apartment or a super high car payment or a long-term lease that you know you can't afford and it takes up way too much of a percentage of your take-home pay. That is something you want to avoid. So try to keep fixed costs low. But another thing you want to do that's pretty important is try to build a recession-proof social circle. So what I mean by this is try to spend your time around people who are motivated, people that are working on something, that are improving their skills, and people that are financially responsible. Don't surround yourself with people that are just absolutely terrible with money, or they're going to influence you to spend a lot of money, especially during a time where, job stability is not there and you may be trying to save up a little bit of money, have that extra cash, build that emergency fund. Try to surround yourself with people that are going to be good financial influences on you and not bad. But also, you shouldn't care care what people think. So make sure that you have that discipline to say no if you don't want to do something, especially if it costs quite a bit of money. And then the last thing here is to maintain your health, because health problems can become financial problems. So make sure that you are sleeping good, eating healthy food, exercising. All of these things are extremely important, especially when stress rises. So that is how you can recession proof your lifestyle. Now, the next thing you got to do is prepare for opportunities, because in a recession, the biggest wealth transfer happens. It's from people who panic to people who prepare. This is when you will see stocks go on sale, real estate prices will soften, businesses are going to sell for cheap, and side hustles grow because competition decreases. You don't need a ton of money to do this, you just need to be ready. So if you have cash, if you have a lot of high skills, if you have low expenses and a stable income, you're going to be able to take a lot of opportunities that most people can't. And so I hope my last video didn't scare a ton of people. At the end of the day, I'm not trying to fear monger, but I do think that recessions aren't something that you should fear. They're something that you should prepare for. And when you're in your 20s, you're not behind, you're not late, you're actually in the decade where small decisions have the biggest payoff. So make sure you build your emergency fund, stack your skills, protect your income, invest consistently, and keep your expenses manageable. And finally, make sure that you stay calm. If you do all these things, you're not only going to just survive the next recession, you're going to come out of it stronger, smarter, and feeling a lot more financially secure. So that is it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like down below, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.